Every year, millions of people tear open packets of collagen powder and stir them into their morning coffee. They spend $5 billion doing it. They believe they are rebuilding their skin from the inside. But on the other side of the world, Korean grandmothers have been eating a single root for centuries. Their skin tells a story that no supplement company wants you to hear. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly which root it is, why modern science now confirms what these women have known for 2,000 years, and how you can start using it yourself without ever buying collagen powder again. To understand why this root matters, you first have to understand what collagen actually is and what happens to it as you age. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It makes up roughly 75 to 80% of your skin by dry weight. Think of it as the scaffolding that holds everything together. It is what keeps your skin firm, plump, and smooth. But starting around age 25, your body begins producing less of it, roughly 1% less every year. By the time you reach 50, you have lost nearly a quarter of your skin's collagen. That is when the mirror starts telling a different story. Fine lines appear, skin starts to sag, that youthful bounce fades. This is real, this is biology, and the supplement industry knows it. Walk into any health food store in Los Angeles or London or Sydney, you will find an entire wall dedicated to collagen, hydrolyzed bovine collagen, marine collagen from fish scales, collagen peptides in raspberry-flavored powder. The packaging promises firmer skin, fewer wrinkles, a younger you. $5 billion a year flows into this market, and it keeps growing because the fear of aging keeps growing. But here's what the label does not explain. Collagen is a protein. When you swallow it, your stomach acid breaks it apart into individual amino acids: glycine, proline, hydroxyproline. Your body does not take those amino acids and reassemble them back into collagen and deliver them to your face. That is simply not how digestion works. Your body uses those amino acids wherever it decides they are needed most. Your skin is not guaranteed to get any of it. Now, some studies do show modest improvements in skin hydration from collagen supplements, but look closely at who funded those studies. In many cases, it is the companies selling the product. The conflict of interest is built into the research. So the real question is not, how do you put collagen back into your skin? The real question is, why is your body losing it so fast in the first place? 3 things destroy your collagen faster than anything else. The first is ultraviolet radiation from the sun. Dermatologists call this photoaging, and it accounts for up to 90% of the visible aging you see on your face and hands. The second is chronic inflammation, not the kind you feel when you twist your ankle, the slow, invisible kind that simmers for years. Researchers have a name for it: inflammaging. It quietly dismantles your collagen from the inside. And the third is an enzyme your own body produces called MMP1, also known as collagenase. This enzyme actively shreds collagen fibers. Sun exposure triggers it, stress triggers it, sugar triggers it, pollution triggers it. So the real strategy for youthful skin is not swallowing collagen protein and hoping it ends up in your face. The real strategy is stopping the destruction and telling your body to build more. That requires specific plant compounds, not protein powder. And there is one culture that figured this out a very long time ago. The root they have been eating does something no collagen supplement on Earth can do. Picture a kitchen in a small town outside Seoul. A woman in her 70s stands at a wooden cutting board. Her hands are weathered, but her face is remarkably smooth. She is peeling a pale, knobby root. She slices it thin, covers the slices in coarse salt, and lets them sit. Later, she will rinse them again and again, drawing out the bitterness while keeping what matters inside. She has done this 1,000 times. Her mother did it before her. Her grandmother did it before that. This is not ginseng. This is not turmeric. This is a root so embedded in Korean culture that there is a folk song about it. Korean children grow up singing about hiking into the mountains and pulling this root from the earth. It is that woven into the fabric of daily life. Korea's beauty culture did not begin with sheet masks and 10-step skincare routines. It began with hanbang, traditional Korean medicine stretching back thousands of years, long before serums and essences lined the shelves of department stores in Gangnam. There were roots and herbs and fermented preparations passed from mother to daughter in village kitchens across the peninsula. Korean grandmothers are famous worldwide for their skin. The Western beauty industry credits genetics and skin care products. But if you ask a Korean grandmother, she will not talk about her moisturizer. She will talk about what she eats. And one root appears in her kitchen more often than almost any other. They call it doraji, the balloon flower root. It is a humble-looking thing, pale white, slightly bitter, not glamorous, but it has been documented in Korean medicine for over 2,000 years. In 1613, a royal physician named Heo-jun completed Korea's most important medical text. It is called the Dongui Bogam. This encyclopedia documented hundreds of medicinal plants and their uses. Doraji appears in its pages for treating respiratory illness, reducing inflammation, and preserving what Heo-jun described as the vitality of the skin. 400 years ago, Korean doctors already understood what modern researchers are only now beginning to confirm. In Korean kitchens, doraji appears as doraji namul, a seasoned side dish dressed with sesame oil, garlic, and soy sauce, served alongside rice at nearly every family meal. It appears as doraji cha, a soothing tea brewed from dried root, often mixed with honey and Korean pear. It shows up in soups, stir-fries, and even traditional rice cakes. This is not a supplement. This is food, eaten regularly, consistently across an entire lifetime. And Korea is not alone. In China, the same root is called jiegang. It appears in the Shennong Ben Chao Jing, a text compiled around 200 AD. That is the oldest surviving pharmacopoeia in human history. Chinese physicians documented it for clearing the lungs, soothing the throat, and improving skin clarity more than 1,800 years ago. In Japan, they call it kikyo. The bellflower is one of the 7 flowers of autumn in Japanese poetry. Traditional Kampo medicine has used the root in herbal preparations for centuries. 3 countries, 3 names, thousands of years of documented use. And yet Western dermatology and Western nutrition science remained almost completely silent about it. Now here is where the story gets truly interesting. Modern researchers have finally isolated the compound that makes doraji so remarkable for skin. It is called platycodin D. It is a type of saponin found concentrated in the root, and what it does is extraordinary. First, platycodin D inhibits that collagen-destroying enzyme we talked about earlier, MMP1, the demolition crew that shreds your collagen fibers. Doraji turns it down. It does not just add collagen to your body, it stops your body from destroying the collagen you already have. Think about that. Protecting what you have may be even more important than trying to build more. Second, the saponins in doraji activate a signaling pathway in your skin cells that tells your fibroblasts to produce more type 1 pro-collagen. Fibroblasts are your skin's collagen factories. Doraji does not deliver collagen to your skin the way a supplement claims to. It tells your own body to manufacture more. From the inside, using your own cellular machinery. Third, doraji extract reduces the activation of your body's master inflammation switch. That chronic, simmering inflammation we talked about, the kind that quietly ages your skin year after year, doraji calms it down at the source. When you reduce inflammaging, you slow down one of the primary drivers of wrinkles, sagging, and lost elasticity. And fourth, the flavonoids and phenolic compounds in doraji act as a shield against UV damage. They scavenge the free radicals that UV light generates in your skin cells. Given that sun damage is the single largest cause of premature skin aging, this protection matters enormously. 4 mechanisms from one root. It protects your existing collagen. It signals your body to build more. It fights the chronic inflammation that ages you. And it shields your skin from the sun damage that accelerates everything. No collagen powder on the market does all 4, not one. But here is what makes this story uncomfortable. There is a reason you have never heard of doraji before, and it is not a conspiracy, it is economics. The collagen supplement industry generates $5 billion every year. Marine collagen requires industrial harvesting of fish scales, chemical extraction, enzymatic hydrolysis, purification, spray drying, encapsulation, quality testing, and cold chain shipping across continents. Every single step in that chain generates revenue. Every step requires patents or proprietary processes. Every step creates a barrier that protects profit margins. Now consider doraji. It is a perennial plant. You plant it once and it comes back every spring. You dig up the root, peel it, slice it, and eat it. No factory required. No patent possible on a root that has been growing wild across Asia for millennia. No extraction technology to license. No capsule formulation to protect. A grandmother with a kitchen knife can prepare it in 20 minutes. Companies fund research that supports their products. They do not fund research that makes their products unnecessary. This is not a secret. This is how research funding works everywhere. The studies on doraji exist. They are real and they are compelling, but they come primarily from Korean government research institutions, Japanese laboratories, and Chinese medical facilities. Western databases historically did not prioritize research published in Asian languages. The Donggwibogam sat untranslated for 386 years. Korea's most important medical text, containing centuries of pharmaceutical knowledge about doraji and hundreds of other plants, was not available in English until 1999. Western dermatologists practicing throughout the entire 20th century never had access to it. They could not cite what they could not read. And there is another layer to this story that most people miss entirely. Doraji root is rich in a compound called inulin. This is a powerful prebiotic fiber. It feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. And emerging research is now revealing something called the gut-skin axis. The health of your intestinal microbiome directly influences skin inflammation, skin hydration, and the rate at which your skin ages. Korean grandmothers eating doraji regularly were not just delivering plant compounds to their skin from the inside, they were feeding the gut flora that supports skin health in the first place, a dual mechanism that no topical serum and no collagen powder can replicate. Hanbang has always treated the body as a connected system. Western beauty has always treated the skin as an isolated organ. The Korean approach was right all along. This pattern repeats throughout history. Turmeric was dismissed as just a cooking spice until Western labs confirmed its extraordinary anti-inflammatory properties. Ginseng was called folk medicine until clinical trials validated what Korean and Chinese physicians documented centuries ago. Fermented foods were considered primitive until microbiome science revealed they were feeding the very bacteria that keep us healthy. Doraji fits this exact pattern. Ancient knowledge validated by modern research, but only after decades of institutional neglect. The knowledge was never hidden, it was ignored. So can you actually use doraji yourself? The answer is simpler than you might expect. Doraji, the balloon flower, is a hardy perennial plant. It thrives across a wide range of climates, from the cold winters of Minnesota and Michigan to the mild seasons of Northern California and the Pacific Northwest. It grows well across most of Central and Northern Europe too. If you can grow a garden, you can grow doraji. You can start it from seed or from root divisions. It prefers partial shade to full sun and well-drained soil. It tolerates neglect once established. The root takes 2 to 3 years to reach harvestable size, and that patience is part of what makes it special. Older roots concentrate more of those beneficial compounds. Korean foragers prize wild mountain doraji precisely because those roots grow slowly in rocky soil and become more potent with every passing year. And the plant itself is beautiful. It produces striking balloon-shaped buds that open into vivid blue and purple flowers. It deserves a place in any garden for its beauty alone, even before you consider what the root can do. If gardening is not for you, dried doraji root is available at Korean grocery stores. Walk into any H-Mart or Asian market and look for the Korean characters on the package. You can also find it online with a simple search. Doraji tea is the easiest entry point. Dried root simmered in water for 15 to 20 minutes. Add a spoonful of honey if the bitterness is too strong. For the traditional preparation, you peel the fresh root, slice it thin, and cover the slices in salt. Let them sit for 30 minutes, then rinse them several times in cold water to pull out the excess bitterness while keeping the medicinal saponins intact. Korean grandmothers have perfected this balance over generations. The bitterness is not a flaw, it is a signal. The compounds that make doraji powerful are the same ones that make it taste bitter. Toss the prepared slices with sesame oil, minced garlic, soy sauce, a pinch of salt, and toasted sesame seeds. That is doraji namul, one of the most common side dishes in the Korean kitchen, served with steamed rice and other small plates at nearly every family meal. The key insight is this: Korean grandmothers did not treat doraji as medicine, they did not take it in capsules, they did not measure doses, they ate it as food, regularly, for decades. The cumulative effect of consistent, whole food consumption over a lifetime is something that collagen powder taken for 6 months can never replicate. This is not supplementation, this is a way of eating, a way of living. The supplement industry will not tell you about doraji. There is no profit in a root that comes back every spring without replanting. There is no revenue in a food that requires no processing, no factory, and no subscription. But Korean grandmothers did not need a clinical trial to know what they could see in the mirror every morning. 2,000 years of clear skin is its own evidence. You can grow it in your garden, you can find it at a Korean grocery store, you can brew it as tea tonight. The knowledge was never hidden, it was just waiting for you to find it.